Peace, love, and light, family, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Ty, and I'm super happy to have you. Hopefully, you'll take a look around, like what you see, and hit the subscribe button. If you're returning, thank you so much for joining me again. I truly appreciate all of the love and the support. Hopefully, you've already subscribed to the channel. If you're new to tarot and you don't know how this works, it is a general reading, so please take only what resonates, leave the rest for somebody else. Also keep in mind that the roles are interchangeable. You can flip-flop them and place everybody where you know they belong, okay? Because only you know where they belong. You guys, I have gone ahead and pulled the beginning spread. This reading is a shadow period, Mercury retrograde shadow period reading, because we are now officially in the shadow of Mercury retrograde. For those of you who don't know what Mercury retrograde is, it is a time during the year, it happens 3 to 4 times a year, where the planet Mercury appears to go in its reverse order. And during that time, you can experience things like miscommunication, people from the past returning, or things from the past resurfacing. It could be old emotions, it could be just feelings of nostalgia, or an actual person coming back from the past. During this time, it's also, you could experience like delays with travel, technology issues, and things of that sort. So it's really good to pay attention to it because it really does help you navigate the energy better. Things could get heated during Mercury retrograde, and when you know that Mercury retrograde, it serves as like that warning where it's just like, I'm about to turn up. I'm about to go from 0 to 100 real quick. Oh, Mercury's retrograde. You know what? Let me take it down a notch. Because maybe after like the energy settles, I'll think back on this moment and be like, wow, you really wilded out. You really did the most. You didn't have to do all of that. And now you're feeling embarrassed. All right. But that's just to give it to you in a nutshell. Okay. I have been picking up the energy very, very strongly already. So I get the feeling that this retrograde is going to be interesting. To say the least. You guys, side note, sidebar, however you want to say it, sidebar. I don't really drink. Like, I stopped drinking alcohol because it's just not good for you. It's not healthy for you, right? But here and there, as of recent, I'll have like 1 glass of wine or a glass of champagne or something. I treat myself once in a while since I don't do it regularly. And this weekend, or rather today, I felt like having a little something, and I have my own little bar, so I did like a little bit of Bacardi, which I don't like, but it's the only thing that I had there that I felt would go okay with this. And I added like natural watermelon, like blended it with some ice, a little bit of honey. What else did I add? Ice, a little bit of honey. Oh, and I had like triple sec. And then I added, this is not sponsored, by the way. I added one of these bad boys, and oh my God. Delicious. Chef kiss. 10 out of 10. Go me. What else? Let me get into the energy, you guys. But yeah, so that's basically it. I think I said everything that I needed to say. Let's get into this reading, okay? I did pull the beginning spread. I was sitting here meditating on the energy, and already I get the sense that there's a lot that's going to resurface for the collective if it's not already resurfacing. I think that the collective during this week is really going to find themselves focusing a lot on their emotions and really thinking about what direction it is that you want to go in, whether it be following your dreams or following your heart when it comes to a love matter. I think that the collective is also going to be faced with things that they have been suppressing, or at least if you've been dealing with some sort of situation that has been triggering or just emotional for you, I feel like this is a week where you're gonna experience a lot of that, a lot of having to face things, okay? That also goes with like, I believe Venus is retrograde in Gemini, and I think Neptune conjunct Uranus. And during if you don't speak that language, it's okay. I'm not an astrologer. I do dabble a little bit in that, but I know that when the energies are like that, there's a lot of clarity and a lot of realizations, a lot of revelations that come up for us in love and relationships, not pertaining to romantic love as well, right? So there's just certain things, like certain truths, certain things become clear for us, okay? So Anyway, that being said, I feel like Spirit is really asking you to stay grounded in the moment. So the weather is nice, at least over here on the north. I'm in New Jersey, for those of you who are like in New York or whatever. But anyway, the weather has been really nice lately, so you can take yourself out to a park and make sure you ground yourself, all right? You're really asking, Spirit is really asking you to stay grounded in the here and now, right? You can't do anything about the past. The past is done, can't change that. Can't do anything about the future right now because it's not even here yet. All you have is right now. So how do you take care of yourself right now? Okay, Spirit is also asking you to allow yourself to remain in flow. Let things flow, whatever it is, right? What's the saying, right? Let things flow, or let it flow, and if it flows in a different direction, then so be it. That kind of thing, okay? Being okay if it happens and okay if it doesn't, and you can apply that however you want, okay? I'm just giving you the energy. Allow things to flow. If that means that you're working on something and you have like writer's block, or you just can't seem to focus, step back. It's all right to take a break. Step away from it, because if you're forcing something, then there is a blockage there. There's resistance. What we resist persists. Maybe there's something else that you need. Maybe you need a break. Maybe you need, a mental health break, or just, to get out into nature, right? So be gentle with yourself. Be kind with yourself. This is also a time where I feel like truths about people are going to be revealed, and Spirit is going to ask you to see people for who they are. When they show you who they are, believe them. Don't try to change people to mold them to fit your ideal, right? What it is that you want. And also don't try to change yourself, right? Like, obviously we compromise in relationships, but don't try to, if it, at your core, you're not going to change who you are at your core because you want to bend to fit somebody's mold of you. Okay? Yeah, I feel like this is a time where like things, there's a lot happening underneath the surface, okay? So anywho, first card out was the Two of Wands, and this tells me that the collective, you are planning right now. You really are at a crossroads in your life, I think, or just right now in this moment, you're at a crossroads, and you're really thinking about your investments. You're thinking about what you put energy into, what you put effort into. And with the Two of Wands, I feel like, this is a card of planning. What next? What is going to be my next move? How am I going to move forward in this situation? And whatever that situation is for you, collective. The Four of Wands is at the center of your spread, which tells me that some of you are really considering a reunion with someone, okay? And even if not a reunion, whatever it is that you're planning, this phase of like introspection and trying to figure things out, you're at a crossroads. What do I do from here, right? And really taking your time to think about what it is and how you want to invest your time, your energy, your effort, your love, okay? Spirit is saying you don't have to do that alone, okay? You can still surround yourself with people who love you, who you love, who value you, in effort to receive that level of support that so many of us need during that time, right? I feel like with the Two of Wands here, you may have been spending a lot of time by yourself trying to figure out this next move. I have some cards here from underneath the deck, which are silence cards, like the High Priestess and the Moon card here. The Five of Cups also, which tells me that you may have been in a state of, or are in a state of introspection. There's a lot of deep inner emotional healing going on here. A lot beneath the surface, a lot that the collective may still not be sharing with your person or with people in general. And I really feel like this is a time for you, collective, where there's like this inner knowing that whatever it is that you're trying to decide on, or whatever it is that you are planning out, you have this deep knowing that shit's about to change. Like, whatever that decision is, it is a major decision in your life path, okay? And I feel like you can feel that, which is why there's so much of this energy right here. The High Priestess, the Moon, deep emotions, deep emotional transformation. I feel like whatever it is right now that you are dealing with, that you are really thinking about, and just focusing on, like, you're trying to figure this out. I feel like you have this deep knowing that whichever way this goes, it's a decision that's going to change the trajectory of your life forever, okay? Even if that means that you are grieving the loss of somebody, letting somebody go, right? Finally figuring out that you want to close that chapter, or maybe it's the realization that you're missing someone, that you actually don't want to close the chapter, right? With the Four of Wands, you want to heal that, okay? The King of Wands is here with the Ace of Cups, which says you are really, if you have been, again, in the quiet phase, in the retreat, in your hermit mode, just keeping a lot to yourself, then this is you starting to come up for air, so to speak, right? Things are going to become clearer, but right now things are a little bit, it's like things are still distorted, and Mercury retrograde tends to do that. It tends to, like, you know, we have like this fog, right? But I feel like despite that, behind that fog, especially for those of you who are very intuitive, and I feel like whoever I'm talking to right now is very intuitive, lots of water energy. We have Cancer, we have Pisces, but what the moon card could be Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, okay? So we have a lot of feelings, a lot that you are not revealing, or a lot that is not being revealed to you as of yet, but I feel like that's going to change with this energy, okay? With the King of Wands and the Ace of Cups, I feel like there's a shift happening here, where it is going to give you the strength that you need, the courage that you need to move forward into that decision or that next cycle, right? The Ace of Cups says this is a fresh start in love, okay? Whether that be that you are following your heart and you're following a career path, you're following, you know, something that, some sort of goal that you've had for a long time, you're finally taking the initiative after being in this right now, in this energy of contemplating, thinking, planning, and just trying to figure things out on your own, asking Spirit to guide you and trying to, you know, really lean into your intuition and be discerning about this. I feel like there comes clarity is not too far ahead, basically. Okay, with the Ace of Cups here and the Four of Wands, like I said, we do, okay, at the bottom of the deck, we also had the Two of Cups, the Five of Cups, and the Page of Wands. Okay, this energy tells me that some of you may be in separation or may have been healing from the loss or the separation of a divine counterpart or a relationship, right? Somebody who you had a very strong connection to. The Two of Cups and the Four of Wands says this could be a soulmate, right? You know that this person is just different from everybody and you can't really seem to figure out why you can't shake them, right? There's like this deep knowing, and this energy has been coming up a lot, right? Where it's kind of like, you know, when you're gonna know, when you feel that someone is gonna be in your life for the rest of your life, that kind of energy. It's just like there's this energy of this is my person, and maybe that's why some of you are so much in this energy of really thinking and planning out what to do next, because you know that this is it, right? Now, with the Two of Cups, the Five of Cups, and the Page of Wands here, if you have been, you know, in this energy of missing someone, I feel like you go through a moment or you reach a stage this week that allows you to either connect with the person, right? With the Page of Wands, you finally feel ready to communicate and say something, or this could be vice versa, a message coming in to you from your person. I will say, as of right now, I don't see, it's like, it's that energy that just shows I'm still here, I'm still interested kind of thing. But I don't see too much yet. I'm gonna dig a little deeper into the energy, but Spirit is also saying, you know, in order for you to navigate this energy to the best of your ability, it's important to also think about reciprocity, right? Because the Six of Pentacles I see here, okay? And the Six of Pentacles is, Pentacles are slow moving energy, right? So somebody here is thinking a lot, right? Planning a lot, is doing more thought process and really trying to be logical about, you know, how they, or not logical, what's the word I'm looking for? Not strategic either. Practical. It's trying to be practical, okay, about the next move. I feel like Spirit is also asking you to think about, you know, not what someone can do for you, but also for what you can give to someone else. What can you give in this connection? What can you give in this next phase? If that is a career move or something, think about how can I be of service to this group, right? And for many of you, for those of you who that's the case, it's like thinking about a way, you know, what does this group or what does this position or what do these people need that they're not already getting, right? So becoming that missing piece, right? Where it's like, you know, you fill that void that needs to be filled, and showing that, right? So what can I give to this situation rather than what I can receive? But I definitely sense that, and I'm going to put these back into the deck, the Two of Cups, the Page of Wands, and the Five of Cups. There's a lot of deep reflection that's going on here, okay? And this is definitely, it could be someone from your past, okay, like I said, that you're in separation from. For others of you, it's just closing out the loop on something, right, where you find certain things coming back up, and that is Mercury retrograde for you, right? Emotions that come back up. Tell us more about this energy here. What is the collective planning? Look, the Two of Swords. Yeah. So you're in the stage of like stalemate, right? Where you feel like you're not sure what to do. You know what's crazy is, I know I keep saying this, but I keep hearing meet me at the crossroads, by Bone Thugs and Harmony. I mean, not that I had to say that, right? Like, what other song is there? Is there even another song? I don't know. But Two of Swords is really, again, trying to think logical, trying to be practical, you know, making an intellectual decision. Yeah, the King of Swords is that. But this is also about clarity, right? Being clear about what you want, being honest about what you want, being truthful. I do feel like whatever this situation is right now is like somebody is really putting their emotions to the side, right? And Mercury can do that, right? A lot to us, right? Mercury, even though we can, it's so crazy, right? Because you can get really emotional, like you could get caught up in your emotions in a way, but it's like, it also has the ability to like that cut and dry, that really like, you know, it's kind of like when words cut kind of energy, right? So I do feel like, you know, the collective is, again, trying to make some sort of decision, searching for clarity, searching for truth. I expected this to come out. I mean, this can't clarify Mercury retrograde more. The Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is the past. The past returns. That could be a past person, okay? It could be past feelings, past memories, past thoughts. It could be that you're replaying old messages, replaying old conversations in your head, looking at pictures from someone, or even a situation that you may have encountered. For those of you who are just experiencing something that's not related to love, something that's more so a situation, or, you know, maybe about where you are right now in your life and where you want to be at next. Okay, but the Six of Cups is feelings, and I'm getting a lot, especially it falling right underneath the Four of Wands and me discussing that Two of Cups. This is a connection here for many of you, where you feel like this is soulmate energy. This is somebody that you don't want to just walk away from, and it's almost, you know, you feel that like torn. And it could be right now that you or your person, again, flip the roles however you want to flip them, okay? If it's your person in this energy, then it's your person. If it's you, okay? So the King of Swords here to the Six of Cups with the Two of Swords, it's like trying to make this decision and really feeling torn. Maybe even feeling like, nah, I got to make a head over heart decision. But there's something, it's like this energy that keeps pulling you back and pulling you toward this person, maybe wanting to reconcile. And maybe there are things, there's this sense of unfinished business. The Wheel of Fortune says, yeah, this situation is one that is fated. Even if it's not something that is meant to last forever, it is meant to teach you something. It is meant to change your life in some way. There's deep transformation here. The Wheel of Fortune is also about timing. So divine timing is happening right now. If there is a pause because of this Two of Swords and this Two of Wands, then the wheel is the already, I can't talk, and that's Mercury retrograde energy. The wheel is already turning, meaning that things are already happening, right? Things are already happening, and timing is like when the clock starts, right? And it's like, for some of you, the clock started and it's ticking. And the Wheel of Fortune is like, yeah, the time is now, right? And this is divine timing happening right now. With that Six of Cups, yeah, I definitely get the sense that somebody with the Eight of Swords here, somebody's up in their head and is literally stuck, like is torn, okay? And, you know, if this is not for you, this is not for you, it's cool. But this is the energy that you have been in, and this is the energy that you're facing for this coming week, okay? Because I did set the intention for the shadow period this week, us going into this week. It's a new week. It's Sunday. Today is July 6th and tomorrow is Monday, July 7th. So I'm trying to get the energy of how to navigate, you know, moving forward. And so for those of you who are healing, who are going through like, who are on the other side of like that no contact, right? Where you're the person who's waiting to receive that contact. It's like Spirit is saying, you know, with the King of Wands, stay in your magnetism, you know, follow your heart, continue. Life goes on. You do not sit and wait for somebody to decide. You do not do that. Is the worst thing that you can do. And this is what Spirit is saying when to the sea here. This is the stay in the flow. And if it allow things to flow, and if they flow in a different direction, that is what it is, especially during this time. During this time, anything that goes, anything that closes out is because it is no longer in alignment with you. And I know that might be shitty and it might hurt and it might be whack when you care about somebody or when you love someone, or you know, when you thought that this was supposed to be something and clarity strikes and you have this knowing that says, but that's not what it's going to be, right? Because it's like you can almost feel when something is not going to go how you want it to go, right? There's also this sense of like emotional maturity. Somebody is having to really dig deep to change, to allow themselves to go. It's like you can't be who you were, who you are, and who you want to be all at the same time, and you're being called to the carpet. For whoever this is, right? You're being called to the carpet. Like, what are you going to do? Are you going to stay the same? Are you going to stay the same, make the same choice that you've always made? Or are you going to have the courage to leap into this next cycle faithfully? Because whatever, and that could be whatever, whether it mean that you move forward with a new connection, whether you move forward with reconciling with a past connection, or you leap into the unknown. I'll take my chances, you know, with whatever comes, okay, with someone else or something else. This Eight of Swords, King of Swords, Two of Swords, somebody is struggling detaching from their emotions, or has already, you know, maybe detached from their emotions. And I feel like this coming week, given the Mercury retrograde shadow period, it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a struggle. And for many of the collective, that struggle is meant to help you realize something about yourself, about the other person, and about where you are headed. Okay? Keep in mind that during Mercury retrograde, it is, you know, don't rush anything. Don't be hasty. Don't try to be swift. Don't try to, you know, rush things and move too fast. No, you need to take your time because you need to be clear. But clarity is not just, you know, thinking logically, right? Because when we love is not logical. You could have feelings for somebody and you could realize overnight, oh shit, I love this person. Like, I don't care how long you've known them. I don't care, you know, what you thought. I don't care. Love is not logical. but it is the highest vibration of all. Okay? So sometimes that clarity comes when your heart opens. When you finally feel, I can't breathe, shit. This is what it feels like. Oh my God. I love love. And I'm trying to change. This is going to be long, so I hope you stick with me. But I'm trying to change my outlook on love because I have gotten the shittiest of the shittiest end of the stick when it comes to love. And yet I'm still open to receiving it. I love love. All I know is love. I've known pain. I've known disappointment. I've been disappointed by people. But love never disappoints. You know, love never disappoints. Do we make decisions from love sometimes that end up being not good decisions for us because, you know, we choose to make those decisions because we love, but they aren't the healthiest ones from us? Yeah, those decisions are inspired by love, but it's not love's fault. And I don't think it's anybody's fault, but it's somebody's responsibility, right? And so I've made decisions because I love that haven't been the best, right? So yes, take your head with you. Take your brain with you, right? Make it make sense. But there are some things that won't make sense. And that doesn't mean that they're not good for you. That doesn't mean that they're not good for you. Some things are just... Is somebody knocking? Jew, can you... I heard somebody knock. Is somebody knocking? Oh, maybe because my phone's on Do Not Disturb. Can you check to see who's there? I'm recording, by the way. Sorry, you guys. And I'm not going to edit this because I don't got no time for that. So, yeah. This is about having your heart and your mind on the same page. I'm recording, so you don't need to, like, share any deets. So, yeah, having your heart and your mind on the same page. And I do feel like it's gonna be, that's what you're gonna be facing. Yeah, look, what did I say? I feel like something happens to someone here and they reach a point, like some sort of clarity, and then they want to move. Because the Knight of Swords is like, I want to move yesterday because I feel like I have been slow to move, you know, all this time, right? And so now this is like the fast pace coming in and, you know, I want to come, like, I just want to rush in, okay? So that's that energy at the bottom of the deck. So it's needing to find the balance, right? Balancing things out, making sure that you're not just rushing in. No, take your time with certain things. Take your time with the Knight of Pentacles. This is about being practical, and this is the plan, right? What do you see? This is about making a solid offer. You've thought this out. They have thought this out. If somebody needs time, allow them time. That's fine. You can have all the time you want in the world. That doesn't mean that life stops for you. Life continues. It doesn't mean that you close off to love. No, you keep your heart open to love. But that doesn't mean that you sit around and you wait for your Prince Charming. I'm sorry, it doesn't, right? Because even if it is whoever it is that you're waiting for, your Prince Charming, whoever that is, he or she is going to arrive in divine timing, in divine order. Okay? So it might not be in this lifetime. What are you going to do? Not live out the rest of your life and enjoy your life and not go out and potentially meet another soulmate? We have many soulmates in a lifetime. Okay, you can still have a person, a life partner, all right? It doesn't mean, again, that you sit around and you wait. No. You remain in your feminine, your divine feminine energy, and you wait to receive, okay? If you are a divine masculine, then, and maybe you have a situation where your divine feminine or whoever it is not reciprocating. Same goes for you. You need to have a balance of the masculine and the feminine energy, right? Your job is to take the lead, right? Take the initiative with the King of Wands. But if you've taken the initiative several times and you have been clear about your communication and about what you want, you have been clear. Let me emphasize that, all right? Because a lot of times men think that they're being clear and they are not. Okay, people in general, right? I know, like, as a woman, we are emotional. That is our state. We are emotional beings. That is how we move. That is how we flow. That is our gift. Men, a lot of times, think that they are being clear, and they are not, right? I feel like, and that might be because, a lot of women don't like the truth. So most of us, that's the sad truth. Like we want the truth, but we don't really like it. And men know that we don't like that. And so it's hard for them to be direct and be clear. But in this, instance, like, be clear. If you are being clear and the person knows and you are giving that offer and you're saying, this is my cup, this is my offer for you, and they are just, they haven't decided, then baby, keep it pushing. Más arriba vive gente, right? There are many other people who are waiting for someone just like you, babe. Okay? So the Knight of Pentacles is like, somebody who's moving slow, right? So if this is not you, this is your person. Somebody who is taking their time, almost to the point of stalemate, okay? I do feel like the Knight of Pentacles, this is progress, okay? After a period of feeling super stuck, start to move, okay? Like a snail, but he or she is moving, okay? And I do feel, though, the Knight of Pentacles is that it's reliable, okay? Like, you can take this person's word. That's another thing. Don't let nobody be flip-flopping around, right? Like, they tell you something, and if they're not, look, bottom of the deck, you're definitely dealing with a soulmate. And this is definitely all about, this is having to do with love, you guys. All right. And I get it. Venus, I believe Venus is retrograde. Okay. Lots of shit happening, right? So Venus is the planet who rules, that rules love and connections. It's in the reverse order. So there's a lot of shit that's going to be coming up from the past. It could even be that, you have two people. Maybe you're sitting with the thoughts of someone who is in your life presently, but maybe on a pause, on a standstill, right? Because you're trying to figure some shit out. And in the interim, Mercury retrogrades and a past person that you were with comes back. And now you're like, oh my God, I didn't know that do I really feel this for this person? Do I really want to do this? Which way do I go? Which way do I go? You follow your heart, babe. You follow your heart. Because this Two of Cups, this is not a person, for those of you who this applies to. This Two of Cups, this soulmate that I'm referring to, that you have, been in no contact with, let's say that. This is a no contact situation. This person didn't do you slime. I just want to clarify that. So if there was someone in your past who did you slime, or vice versa, this ain't that. This ain't them. I'm talking about a connection. If it's somebody from your past who maybe it didn't go the way that you thought it would. Maybe, it was, the timing was off. Maybe there were financial issues. Maybe there were, issues from work, like one person worked somewhere and somebody else got called to go to a different state to work. Things like that. But they didn't do you slime. They didn't put 10 swords in your back. They didn't put 3 swords in your heart. They didn't do that. And the universe is now offering a second chance at this. You don't got to take it. If you happy and you fine and you good, and this person came back around or comes back around and you feel like, you know what? No, whatever it is that I'm trying to decide on, whatever it is, this is not for me. Cool. It's not for you. That's okay. That's why you have free will. You don't have to accept someone just because they come back. And you can always forgive them. Ain't no harm, no foul, babe. You're going to go that way and I'm going to go this way. And I'm going to wish you the best. Peace, love, and light, boo. Right? But this is definitely, with the Six of Cups here, there is love here. And there is a strong, a deep knowing that I don't want to say it, but it's what I keep hearing, that this is the end all be all. I don't know if this opportunity will present itself again. I don't know. Tell me more about this Six of Cups. The Knight of Cups in the reverse. So maybe this was somebody that you couldn't commit to. Maybe this is somebody that you pulled back your emotions from. Maybe this is somebody who was emotionally unavailable. Maybe this is somebody that couldn't keep their promises. Four of Swords, and you had to heal from this connection. Or vice versa. Or vice versa. That's too many cards. I'm not doing that. Right? The Star. I love this. This is my card. Aquarius, Aqua gang, gang, gang. You may be an Aqua. You may be dealing with an Aqua. But the Star is like, you know this person has this magnetism. You're drawn to them, or they are drawn to you. This person could be a celebrity. This could be somebody who's just in the spotlight, who has a very, large platform, or just somebody who steps in a room and owns it. You're dealing with somebody who is intuitive, or you are intuitive. But you can feel, or they feel, that this is a wish fulfillment. I prayed for you. I wished for you. I asked God to lead you to me or back to me for many of you. I asked for this. Ooh, I just heard Spirit say, I asked God to bring you back. I asked God for another chance at this, for me to do it right this time. Because the first time with the Four of Cups, you rejected the offer, or they rejected the offer. Now someone fears, the person who did the initial rejecting, now they fear that they will be rejected. Or somebody feels like time is running out. And I feel like, somebody is struggling with their fears. It could be fear of commitment. The Chariot, but I'm coming in hot. Coming in hot. The energy this week is going to be intense. Y'all better drop it in the comments and tell me what's going on. Because the energy this week is, Mercury is coming and swinging. If you didn't realize what you felt for someone this week, or they didn't realize what they felt for you, this week is going to be like, I got to do something. King of Pentacles, I got to look. He goes from the Knight of Pentacles, and this is regardless of gender, okay? It could be a female that, you're waiting to reach out to you or to decide or whatever, okay? It could be a woman. But the person goes from the Knight of Pentacles. I've been thinking. I don't know what that was right now. You do dumb shit when you're in love, right? Or when you're like in heavy like. But this person has been thinking and, being practical and trying to, cross the I's and dot the T's. And then they go from the Knight to the King, the bottom of the deck. Like, I better do something because I can see a future. I realize that I can see a future with this person. We got 3 kings on the table. One more will be the Emperor. Okay, I won't be surprised if the Emperor jumps out. Somebody is thinking about building with someone. Somebody comes in, finally finds the willpower, finally has the cojones to come forward. Because the Chariot is all about that inner drive and willpower. Finding the guts and the courage. Forward movement. For some of you, this is forward movement. This is you moving forward. For others of you, this is incoming. You've got mail. Message. Okay? That's this energy. This is aligning what you feel. When you're feeling, the horse is the yin and the yang energy, right? That balance, aligning what you feel and what you've planned and what you've thought about with actual freaking actions. Foot to pavement, babe. Because time is ticking. Oh, this is long. All right, I'm going to close out. Anything else, Spirit, to close out? The King of Cups. 4 cups, 4 kings on the table, right? Well, I just put the other one back. The King of Cups. And he did come out in the reverse. There's somebody who's struggling with emotional maturity, okay? Somebody who's detached from their emotions. Yeah. Doing a lot of thinking. A lot of thinking. Immature energy. There's immature, lacks emotional maturity. The 8 of Cups. For some of you, this is literally you walking away from this situation. Realizing, this doesn't feel good anymore. This doesn't feel good. I'm going to continue to move forward because this person, you know, Ace of Swords did come out. Ace of Swords came out. So I feel like, okay, so if this person, again, if this is you or this person has been emotionally just mature. Immature, I'm sorry, with the Page of Pentacles there, right? Just too much thinking and they're not doing anything. They're just up thinking about something, trying to detach, thinking about all of the immature things, that every immature scenario that they could possibly think about. But then there's a moment of clarity and then incoming. And then I find the courage and the confidence to move forward with the Queen of Wands. And we have a pair. Okay. So you guys, this coming week is going to be intense when it comes to love. All right. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, and if it resonated with you, babe, drop a comment down below and let me know how. If you're interested in connecting with me on any capacity, having a personal reading, or following me on my other social media platforms, all of that information is going to be in the description box below. I'm wishing you all loads of love, peace, light, all that jazz that I say, with a little extra razzle dazzle of patience, because this coming week, this shadow period is already coming and swinging. It is intense. So I hope that you all stay in your light. I love you all so much. Peace, love, and light.